Welcome to Youth Factor. I am Jared Elrod. It's a beautiful day here at Virginia Beach. And on today's episode, I don't talk about anything. I'm on vacation. Alright, so as you can obviously see, and I just mentioned, I am at the beach on a little bit of spring break. I thought to myself, why not let someone else handle the heavy lifting of today's episode? So I asked my friend Paul Turner to take over as we discuss, or rather he discusses, top shelf preaching. Let's get started. Take it over, Paul.
Hey everybody, one of my favorite things to do is communicate with students. Now when I communicate with students, I like to use the concept of the top shelf philosophy. Now the top shelf philosophy, let me break it down this way. If you go to grocery stores, the grocery stores usually take candy and put it on the bottom shelves. Have you noticed that? Have you ever had to go ahead and buy candy for your son or daughter if you have kids? Because they see it with their eyes and they quickly grab it and they tug on your shirt and they say, buy me this, right? But when you go into people's homes, if they have children, that candy is not so readily available. That candy is where? Top shelf, or maybe on top of the refrigerator, or somewhere out of the reach, so kids don't just gorge themselves on candy. So, in communicating with students, here's what I try to do. I give them the big idea, right? Something like God's love. Well, God's love is a huge concept to a middle schooler or even a high schooler. And so I put that concept on the top shelf and I challenge them. Why? Because I want their imaginations, I want their thought processes, I want their heart, and I want their faith to reach up to where that is. In other words, I could put it all on the bottom shelf and they would just grab it up and that's fine. And then I try to build them and help them, let them stretch a little bit. Like I said, stretch their imagination or stretch their faith to try to embrace that. Now, I know there are some limitations based on the learning experiences of both high school and middle school students, and we want to put it on their level, right? But I like to put it a little bit above their level so they'll be challenged by that idea, challenged by something not only they can do, but challenge themselves to grow into that thought or into that concept, such as God's love. Yes, of course God loves us. That's His character and His nature. But are we to love like God loves? How can we possibly, if I said love your enemies, they would freak out. It's like, really, you want me to love this kid that sits behind me all the time and flicks my ear? How am I supposed to love that person? And that's top shelf preaching. That's the big concept, to love like God loves. Well, how do I do that? Well, the next thing I do is this, is I get a little step stool for them. And the step stool is real simple. Through illustrations, through quotes, through personal life experiences, I build them a little step ladder to be able to get to that point where, yes, I can do this. I can love the way God loves. If I'll just stretch my faith, if I'll just stretch my abilities, if I'll just stretch where I'm at, I'll be able to do this as well. Because God will give me the strength and give me the courage to do it. So the next time you're communicating with students, put that thought on the top shelf. Put that big idea up there so kids can stretch and reach with their faith, with their hearts, with their imaginations, and then build them a little step stool with biblical stories, biblical principles, and stories from your own life, big illustrations, and help them get up there to where they can grasp this idea and use it in their own life. And thank you, Jared, for letting me share these thoughts and ideas with your audience. Have a great day, everybody.
Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode as much as I did. It was a lot of fun for me to step back for a minute and get to kind of see someone else take over the show. I actually first heard Paul talk about the top shelf preaching concept as a comment in one of my videos, and I was like, dude, you got to come on and you've got to discuss this. I also had a lot of fun going on to his podcast, so you're going to want to check that out as well. That should be coming out soon. I got the links in the description so you can click on there. Go subscribe to his podcast. Check out the episode I'm on where we talk about youth ministry, youth pastors kind of being lazy and not wanting to work. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a bone I've been chewing lately. So great collaboration between the two of us. Once again, Paul, thank you so much. Check out his website, discipleshipproject.net. And you know what time it is, right? It's time for you to go subscribe.